Go ahead.
Two presentations. Just, I mean, obviously you've dealt with this probably more than anyone. But what did you get out of both? And what did you? I don't know if you learned anything new at this point from your perspective, but just what did you get out of these two presentations today?
Well, we did learn some things, Mark. Certainly that there is great interest in these events in both the Madison and the Green Bay communities. We have learned that the university is continuing to do all that they can to remove the barriers and obstacles from the venue that is most attractive to us, the Kohl Center, but that there are still obstacles that exist and probably will persist, at least on the near-term horizon in 2013 with the WCHA tournament conflict, and quite possibly in 2014 and or 15 with bid for the Frozen Four. I guess those are among the things that we've learned. It's been a painful, it's been one of those bittersweet kind of experiences, because there are great people involved throughout, friends that are involved both in Madison and in Green Bay. At the end of the day, we're still looking for and need a site for these two events, which we have to look at as lifeblood events for our organization. The Boys State Basketball Tournament helps provide the other 19 events that don't make enough to sustain themselves. So it really is a lifeblood event for us. I anticipate our board will spend time weighing and reflecting on what they've learned today. We will likely convene either in a conference call or in a special session. I will certainly communicate questions that the board gives to me back to both entities and continue the conversation, certainly with a sensitive eye and ear to what might unfold in the Big Ten and the conflicts that we're aware of.
Tim Wise characterized the discussions that, we asked if anybody had made any proposals to upgrade anything, and he referred that question to the city. So it sounded to me as though the UW stake is in getting the hockey out of the Kohl Center and having the Kohl Center available to you, and the other option is something in regards to the Coliseum. Does that mean the field house is off the books? Have you ruled that out totally?
The field house isn't our first choice. It has not been ruled out completely to our board. And I'm not aware of any conversations within the Madison or Dane County community with respect to renovation or new facility, those sorts of things. So that's something I'm not aware of. You're closer to home there and would.
Well, when we talked to Paul Soglin, he indicated that there were and he characterized that they were even brought up in there. Or at least we asked the question if they were poised to make any commitment along those lines, and he said there are plans. Obviously, he must not have shared those with you if there are plans for renovating the Coliseum.
I'm not aware of any plans along that line, and don't recall that being said at all or clearly within what was shared in there today, Rob. No.
And as far as what Madison was able to offer, what did they do to try to counter Green Bay's attempt to bring the tournaments up there?
Well, I think that they have identified certainly if need for relocation, financial support, those sorts of things was determined to be necessary, that they would help support relocating financially with shuttle services, and then trying to create a destination experience, putting up a lot of banners and flags and so on to announce and celebrate and advertise the event locally. And I think that what they have indicated is that one of our appeals has been consistently that we're concerned, and what we hear from our fans, our members, and their moms and dads and others, is that it costs us $1,000, to come to the event here. We can't go for more than one night in some instances. And so we're hoping and hopeful that some of that plea, which has been shared for 3 years at least, might be being heard. It's a challenge for our fans. If we are able to offer a tournament in a fan-friendly, family-friendly environment, our fans will come, and the tournaments will sustain themselves. We don't solicit funds or funding from anybody. We just kind of want, a receptive environment. We do know, the same as, the mayor knows Madison politics, the same as the UW knows Big Ten athletics, we know where our tournaments work best for our needs. If we go earlier, we collide. If we go later, there's the NCAAs, and there's our own spring breaks. Where our tournaments work best is right here, in those early weekends in March. We need a building available to us then. And so that's what we're looking for. Good discussions, great communities. The challenging thing here is that some way, shape, or form, someone will need to be made out as a winner or a loser. It's not that easy. These are wonderful people, long-term friendships and relationships with the Madison community, and the people who are here today representing that community, as well as the university. We have run a tournament over in Green Bay at the Resch Center, since 2000, 2002, whenever that facility opened up. Wonderful people. Green Bay Packers organization, a city, a community, a relationship we're equally fond of and proud of. So it's like so many of the challenges that our board faces today. It's not a clear-cut right, wrong, good, bad. This is splitting the hairs between two things that are very good. I did pose to all who were present today, can you guarantee your venue will be available these weeks in the next 5 years? That's important to us. We need to be able to plan.
So barring a change in the Kohl Center, it sounds like Green Bay's edge is they have a ready-made facility that doesn't have to change.
Right now, the Alliant Energy Center, the UW Fieldhouse, to the best of my knowledge, and the Resch Center could be guaranteed on those weeks, those days that we need. There are, that's what I understand right now. Uncertainty on those weeks in 13, 14, maybe 15 with the Kohl Center.
What about the state wrestling tournament for next year? Is any clarity there?
My understanding, most recent communication with the university, is that we asked them to explore the prospects of that tournament moving, or their conflict moving to Sunday, Monday. And we have received word from them that that was not a possibility. On the other hand, then we're looking at and talking about the prospects of bringing in maybe going to 8 mats and trying to get that tournament done Thursday, Friday, and we were told we Saturday wasn't an option available to us for individuals. So right now we're exploring the possibility of going Thursday, Friday, more mats, a little longer days, and trying to get it done in 2. No firm decisions other than I know it's not available to us on Saturday at most recent word.
So, but the next board meeting is what, the 2nd of March, is that right?
The next board meeting is scheduled for the Friday in March, 2, 3, 4, March, whatever that first Friday is in March.
Okay. So I guess I'm just trying to get what's your timeline in terms of, I guess you talked about maybe getting together on a conference call with some of the members.
I think that I don't know that we haven't had the chance to talk about it. I think that it's quite possible that the board may want to share their thoughts in a amongst themselves in a manner, given what they've heard today, what they'll think about driving home today. And so the potential, I think, for either a conference call as a board or a special meeting for the board to come back and kind of rehash and rediscuss, it hasn't been expressed yet. I think it could be possible. We want to have a decision made, in advance of these tournaments, so that whatever interest or distraction is able to be, or questions able to be responded to, and that when those kids come to Madison for the tournament, the focus is able to be redirected back on them.
And one other thing along those lines, just so I understand how the process works, is this going to come down to a board vote, or is this an executive staff decision?
To be clear, this is a Board of Control decision. Based on our Constitution, the board is authorized to make this decision. I will make a recommendation to the board. That's my job. We've been spending hours on this, talking and staying awake and thinking, and so there will be a recommendation made to the board. It will be their final decision whether or not yes or no, one or the other.
Okay.